Hi, I'm Keith Wilson, and welcome to my office. I want to show you some of the objects I have in it. One of them is behind me, nailed to the wall.
This is it. Look carefully. What do you think it is? Most people would say it's a fly. Some say it's some kind of an insect, but they aren't sure what kind it is. If you compare it to this image of a green bottle fly, you would have to say, yes, it's definitely a fly.
Okay, so why do I have a fly nailed to my wall? It must be some kind of joke. Fly on the wall. Get it? But are you sure it's a fly? Oh, of course you are. You looked at the images. It's got to be a fly. But let me take it down and have you look at it more closely.
In fact, let me tell you something that should have been obvious from the very beginning. This object definitely is not, nor has it ever been, a fly. At best, it's only been a piece of brass made to look like a fly. Okay, so why would a shrink have a piece of brass made to look like a fly, but it is actually an ashtray nailed to his wall, where you might be expected to see a diploma? Besides it being a joke, it's also an object lesson I sometimes use to point out the difference between the thing in itself and the labels and stories we attach to them. It pays to not be so attached to labels and stories. It's important to always go back to the thing in itself and to be open to seeing it in a new way. In fact, if you were creative, you might come up with a dozen or more things this object could be. It could be an excuse to tell you about my grandmother, who I got it from. Whenever I would go visit her, I'd play with the fly, making it buzz around her head until she gave it to me. To me, it's an object that reminds me of her and reminds me of being an annoying little kid as well as being an object lesson. It can also be a paperweight, a doorstop, or if you throw it, a weapon. We're very quick to attach labels and stories, not only to brass objects, but to everything else, including people, including ourselves. But because we're so quick, we are often wrong or incomplete. Your initial impressions get in the way of you being able to see things any differently. If you go to therapy with me or anyone, you will discover the way you thought of things got in the way of seeing things differently. Don't be so sure you have everything figured out when you come to my office. By the time you leave and return to your world, everything will be changed.